Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, back and doing a best of one Kamigawa Neon Dynasty draft. Rare March of Swirling Mist. Haven't played with or against it yet. I don't think it's that great, but I guess it does have a little bit of versatility in that, I guess in response to like a removal spell, maybe phase out your creature that's going to get killed and all their creatures and save it. I don't know. Haven't really seen it in action yet, but I don't think it's that great. Probably take an Assassin's Ink. Really strong removal. If you pay 4 mana for it, you're really not that upset, and anything cheaper, you're feeling pretty good. Goshentai of Boundless Vigor, good card. I'd like to make a Shrine deck at some point. Play all 5 would be fun, although the blue one is pretty unexciting. Twisted Embrace is obviously a good card too, but I'd rather have the ink just because it's instant speed. Specialist is good. Subduer for the Samurai deck. Nothing else exceptional in there. Okay, follow-up pick in black. We have Virus Beetle and Blade Blesser. Circuit Mender might just be the pick here. It's colorless. It's a good card. Virus Beetle is actually good for ninjutsu. Can attack with it and then replay it, make him discard more. It's also an artifact, which is relevant. I feel good about Circuit Mender, though, and I feel like I always pass this card, so I really do want to actually take it here. It also makes our Assassin's Ink cheaper, which is nice. But yeah, also a good ninja. I mean, both of these are good ninjutsu targets. It's just this one comes in and gains life and then has leave battlefield value, which is pretty awesome. So we'll take Circuit Mender. And like I said, nothing really standing out as exceptional otherwise in this pack. Mechanic is a 1-drop beater, but 1 mana, 2 1s, not necessarily good enough anymore. It is an artifact, though, and maybe if you have a good amount of vehicles, it could be good. Tales of Master Sashiro is definitely playable. Covert Technician, too, not bad. Okay. Well, you could take the Automaton here. It's early enough, and there's plenty of artifacts in black. We already have 1 artifact in Circuit Mender. Otherwise, Tamio's Completion is some blue removal, which is pretty good. Futurist Operative, also a good ninjutsu enabler, also a ninja itself, and just a pretty good unblockable beater. But I feel good about Automaton here. I mean, it's early enough. We can start looking for some artifacts. It doesn't really pull us into any particular color, so it kind of leaves us open to seeing what's open as the pack progresses here. Exemplar, good for Samurai Warrior deck. Modern Age, certainly playable. Get 2 loots and then a flyer. Network Terminal, I'm kind of interested in. If it wheels, I could consider it. I think it's an okay card. A little bit of flood mitigation, a little bit of ramp, a little bit of fixing. It's a little clunky, but might be okay. Okay. Pick now. Well, we can take the Virus Beetle now. It's another artifact, so it's going to work well with Automaton. I haven't really played with it yet, but I think it's a fine card. Especially if you play it and it's stopping an X1. I mean, if they have an X1 and you play a Virus Beetle, you got to feel pretty good. If they end up using removal on it, you're feeling good. The only other card in here we're really passing up is maybe Roadside Reliquary, which I think I actually do like. Because it is a colorless land, but if you're drawing 2 cards off a land, you're feeling pretty good. So I'll take the Beetle over the Modern Age and Roadside Reliquary for now. See what we can do with it. All right, well, Kami's Flare in black. Otherwise, we have Infiltrator. But, I mean, pretty good incentive to take Kami's Flare here. Plenty of artifacts in red as well. And I like red-black. There's also Fade into Antiquity. But let's just take the Flare over Infiltrator, even though, I mean, I guess this is where the deck maybe could take a turn, because Infiltrator would move us more towards like a ninjutsu plan, in which we already have like the Beetle and the Mender, which are pretty excellent ninjutsu enablers. But Kami's Flare is certainly better than Infiltrator. Great removal, and you get rewarded for artifacts in black-red anyway. So let's just take the Flare. Okay, Voltage Surge now looking great, particularly with Virus Beetle. Come in, make them discard. Then you've got access to something that you maybe can throw it away and not feel as bad and deal 4 damage to something. There's Kumano faces Kakazan, which is also good. It would make our Assassin's Ink cheaper, but we got to take Voltage Surge here. In black, we have the Infiltrator, but yeah. Voltage Surge, great card. Okay. Apprentice versus Scrounger here. So I haven't really played with the Scrounger. I could give it a chance. A good reason to play Scrounger is that artifacts, like I said, in these colors, it is an artifact. It makes artifacts, and it, you can power up your voltage surges. You can use it as a resource. You can get Scrapyard Steelbreaker and sacrifice them. Probably a little more upside with taking the Scrounger than the Apprentice, but honestly, they're both cards I like, and I really, I like 1 and 2 drops quite a bit. I'm crazy like that. Let's see. There's Centipede, another artifact. We're rocking a lot of artifacts right now, which is really good. Unfortunately, Automaton is not whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control. It's whenever you cast one. So Scrounger doesn't like pump Automaton. They thought about that one. Could just take the Uncharted Haven. I kind of actually like this more. It probably makes the deck. And I don't really care about Centipede. Centipede is an okay card. But if I feel like I tend to cut Centipede. So I'm kind of okay with this. So we can take Rugged Highlands. There is Ember Keeper. As far as modification goes, we don't have much. It is a 2-drop. I do like 2-drops. Ember Keeper's a little less exciting. I feel like if I take Rugged Highlands, we can open something green and splash it potentially. There's Shattered States Era as well. If you have sack outlets, like, you could consider it. I guess with Voltage Surge, you could steal an artifact creature. It's actually kind of cool. Here, I feel good about taking Simian Sling. It's equipment. It modifies for, I guess we don't, for Kami's Flare or anything else that gives you benefit from modifying. It's an artifact, like I said. Pretty good beater. Reasonable cost to equip. Plenty of upside. We'll take it. I don't like the automated Artificer anyway. All right, well, we got Network Terminal. I can consider it. I don't, once again, I guess if we, oh, wow. Pick 12 Steelbreaker. Really fantastic pickup for us here because we've already got a lot of artifacts and it will be good with Scrounger, and it's a good beater on its own. All right, we'll just cut the Aki Warpaint. I guess I don't care if someone takes a Regent's Authority. Let them know white's open. It's good to signal sometimes. All right, this is a cool card. It comes in and it hits something for 2. Really not bad. Or we could take the Seismic Wave. Seismic Wave gets 2-for-1s. Surge Hacker Mech kind of doesn't. But it is also an artifact. It's going to be hard for us to crew it. So really, it's an artifact that comes in this deck and probably just deals 2 damage or something. Might just be smarter to take the Seismic Wave. I've gotten enough 2-for-1s off Seismic Wave to really appreciate this card. If you're ever either killing your opponent by dealing damage to their face, which it can do, or killing an X3 and an X1, you're feeling really, really good. So we'll take Seismic Wave and see if we wield a Simian Sling. All right, Prowler, another artifact, but we got to take this Kami's Flare. Be happy about that. Cheap removal. And once again, how many actual ways do we have to modify yet? Not much. Just the Sling. Could wheel more. Not a huge deal. Kami's Flare is great, even if you're not modified. It's just obviously better if you are. Prowler would be our first ninja, so we'd finally be able to reap some Virus Beetle Circuit Mender value, but I'm not going to take it over Kami's Flare. Another Voltage Surge. I mean, this is just ultra premium removal for us. Can't get a better deck for Voltage Surge, I would say. Iron Apprentice in here. It'd be nice if we could wheel it. I'd take it. Could consider taking that Shadow Walker if it wheels. Tempered and Solitude, decent option here. And, you know, I haven't taken this. Because I could also just take another Virus Beetle and just keep going down the... Well, I mean, what I like about... This is obviously more for... I feel like this is more for Samurai decks because they want to attack one at a time. You know, I've been meaning to try Tempered and Solitude. I'm going to take it. Even though I would like another Virus Beetle, I'm going to take Tempered and Solitude because I haven't tried it yet. I've played against it, and I think it's pretty good. We have a relatively low curve deck, too, so I feel like you're going to probably be able to cast whatever you get off of it. And you can play lands off of it. That's a big deal. Especially when you draw, 12 to 15 lands a game. You need something like that. So this feels like a bit of a mess. We don't really have a lot of ninjas and rogues. So Kami of Restless Shadows is kind of just an overpriced thing. Could do You Are Already Dead. Or we could just do Shattered States Era now. And it's a creature eventually with haste. It pumps your creatures, which is good. We're not a Samurai deck, so pumping all of our creatures is good. And we have double Voltage Surge. So steal your huge artifact creature, attack with it, sack it, deal 4 damage to something else. That is something that can realistically happen for 6 mana. That is probably pretty strong. Okay, well, might be just Silencer now. It'd be our first ninja. It'd give us some Virus Beetle, Circuit Mender synergy. And remember, that's particularly good in this deck because we've even got like Automaton, so we even have more value replaying the artifacts. Plus, whatever you return, I don't mind also returning a Virus Beetle to get in with a Silencer, discarding it, and killing their biggest guy. Like, that's going to be really good too. So, Silencer seems really good for us. Kami of Terrible Secrets, we only have 2 enchantments currently. I actually like the Long Reach of Night, but I'm going to easily take Silencer here. We're definitely looking like a nice little beatdown deck. Easy Bloodfell Caves. It's going to make the deck. Voltage Surge, number 3. Well, that's a nice pickup. Unstoppable Ogre definitely would have made this deck too, but hard to go wrong with 1-drop removal. Do we have enough early game here? Right now we've got Automaton and a Beetle and a Silencer and a Sling. So we could use some more cheap beaters. I think we're getting to the point where we see if the Sling wheels. It did. That's good. Could take the Shadow Walker and get another ninja, but I want more early game. I definitely want more early game. We've got 2 Kami's Flare. Being able to reconfigure onto something, attack, and still punish them even if they block and trade is nice. We may be able to find a way to make this a 16 land deck. I think that's totally realistic. I don't think we're doing Artificer. I guess I'll consider Warpaint. I don't think it's going to happen, but we already have one. It is an Aura. +2/+1 is just not quite up to snuff anymore. Even if it was +2/+2, does anybody think it would have been pushed? I don't. Iron Apprentice, nice pickup. Yet another 1-drop. We don't really have ways to give +1/+1 counters, but that's okay. We can take Explosive Entry. It's a totally main deckable card. Well, You Are Already Dead might actually be playable in here because I don't mind maybe throwing a little dude away and then drawing a card and finishing off whatever they block. That could happen. Rabbit Battery, well, I haven't gotten to play that yet, and I think it's quite good. There's also a Synthesizer in here, which we might wheel, but let's take the Battery. Our deck gets destroyed by Toshiro Umezawa 2-drop enchantment that just gives -1 and -1 to 2 things. But we're going to have to live with that. Ooh, Goshen Tai. Good opportunity to take that. Or we could take Takenuma. We already have to make cuts. Geez, there's Steelbreaker in here too. I mean, there's a lot of goodies. A lot of goodies. I think I might just take the land because we already have to make cuts. I don't think we're splashing. I don't know if we have to. I'd rather just do Bloodfell Caves and Uncharted Haven. And considering how low curve, we probably just need the caves. We could do both. I'm okay doing 2 tap lands, even if it's a 16 land deck, just to make the mana base that much smoother. But easy, I think it's just an easy tag in Numa here. Not that this card is exceptional, especially for us since we don't have any like super bomb creatures to bring back, but it's a spell land in a deck that already has enough playables. So I think it's an easy pickup. Another Tempered in Solitude. I mean, it's pretty cool. Free spells or lands. Man, it also helps there's nothing else here, so we'll take it. Invoke Calamity. Well, that'd be tough for us to cast. Could do the Experimental Synthesizer, or we could do the Scrounger. We also can do this with Battery and 2 Simian Slings. Do I have anything else that... I guess the entry also modifies. I'm looking for all the ways to modify, because I'm trying to think if it might be worth it to try Unforgiving One, because we can just get... You can get 1-drops back real easily with Unforgiving One. Iron Apprentice also is modified. That's kind of cool, actually. And it's got Menace. I'm going to give it a try. You know, I haven't played with it yet. I think another Scrounger would have been good, too. Energy Blade is unfortunately too clunky. Although, I mean, it's a cool card when you've got teeny tiny dudes, but maybe take the Decoy. Another ninja. It's another 2-drop. Leave value. We already have the entry, so okay. Definitely looking like a 16 land deck here. So, Peerless Samurai. I mean, maybe Ambitious Assault actually does make this deck because we've just got so many teeny tiny dudes. Another Invoke Calamity, huh? Well, we probably take the Ambusher. It's got Ninjutsu and Lifelink, which is good. And it's just easy to do it on turn 2. Turn 2, attacking, 3-2, returning your Battery or Sling or whatever, or your Apprentice. Feeling pretty good. Don't need any of this. Guess we'll take the Samurai. It has Menace, but Synthesizer, good wheel there. We'll take it. We're like all 1-drop. Wow, we got Steelbreaker too. Feeling good about that. I don't even know if we have an aura, but we probably... I mean, we just take Steelbreaker with the amount of artifacts we have. Could take another You Are Already Dead. I actually think this may be playable in here. Like I said, when you're attacking with a bunch of little dudes. I think we already have enough removal where we probably don't have to do that, though. But, okay. Ogre is totally playable. It's an artifact. We're like an all-artifact deck here. Man, can you imagine if this deck had a Oni Cult Anvil in it? That would sure make me happy. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty easy 16 land deck, which you know I don't like, but I think I make an exception when you have as many goodies as we have. I could probably cut that. I mean, if we're doing 16 lands, we can easily make the curve on this very, very low. And basically cut as many non-artifact creatures as we want. I still am kind of intrigued by this Unforgiving One. I think it can do something for us. Ambitious Assault could actually draw us cards in here too, but let me think about what we're doing. Because I think we're running into the too many good things deck dilemma, which is, you know, as you know, my favorite dilemma. We probably have enough removal where I don't need You Already Dead. We have 18 creatures, but I bet maybe it's not more than that. I thought maybe. Usually, you know, sagas get thrown in there somewhere too. Blade Blesser can go. We don't really have that many enchantments anyway. Definitely keeping the Unforgiving One. Samurais can go. We want to cut down the curve anyway. So that brings us to 15 creatures. We have 3 Voltage Surge. We can cut the entry. We don't need to main deck that. It is nice that it gives modify. It can modify something, but we probably don't need it. I might be off Ambitious Assault. Like, I actually kind of like it in this deck, but To me, it doesn't make a ton of sense to do Assault and Tempered in Solitude, and I'm a little more interested in Tempered in Solitude. I think in this deck, we really can get some nice free things. And hey, if you can't get the free thing, then attack with everything, right? But with all the reconfigure stuff we have, like, it kind of makes sense that we could reconfigure attack with something that's bigger and then still get the Tempered in Solitude value. Oh, we want to do 16 lands, so that gives us space for just one more cut. What's our color scheme looking at? Way more red than black, huh? All right, well, we already have, let's see, no double red. We do have double black. But we need red early. I think we really feels like we should do an extra red. So I guess 9-7 is what I'm thinking. Is that right? I mean, we could just do the 8-8, or, you know, I might be okay just doing the Uncharted Haven, really making sure our mana base is okay. When you have this many 1-drops, though, that really can be an issue. But, I mean, I want my mana base to be good, especially when I'm running 16 lands. 2 tap lands, so basically 1/8 of our mana base comes in tapped. Because you also want to curve out. But if I do Uncharted Haven, it really does make our mana base quite a bit better. Because then we've got 10 red, 8 black. 10-8 sounds a lot better than 9-7. I guess I'm going to do 2 tap lands. This could be punishing. And I know some people are very anti doing that, but I'm kind of okay with it. I have to make one final cut. It could be the Synthesizer. I actually like Synthesizer, but we've got 2 Tempered in Solitude, which I feel like are doing a pretty similar role to Synthesizer. It's just their enchantments and this is artifacts, which are more valuable to us, but I'm kind of liking this. And this is like a 2-drop, kind of. All right, well, black-red aggro. Let's run it like this. We'll see you around 1. Okay, this is a keep. Good-looking hand. We get to go Automaton into probably Unforgiving one. And Uncharted Haven does make this hand look better, which is nice. Ooh, Seismic Wave is a great draw there. So we'll do the Ogre first. Get the big man down. That can't block. Get in for 2. Kind of hoping they play something we can kill. We'll get. I mean, if we get the 2-for-1 here, they're in big trouble on turn 4. Oh boy. I mean, that Seismic Wave looks that much better too. No play, huh? All right. Well, we're going to do the Steel Breaker then to pump the Automaton. I assume they're going to use removal on the ogre. I mean, I guess they'd rather kill the automaton almost because it's got the ward. They got to have something here. There's no way they can just afford to take 7, so... Alright. That kind of makes sense. I don't even think they could afford to kill the automaton because of the... Oh, wow. That's going to put him in a tough spot, too. So we can do the ambusher here, full price, pumps the automaton, get in for... Yeah, that's probably just what we do. All right, we'll see you for the next one. This hand is a little bit slow, but I don't quite feel that it's bad enough to mulligan, so we're going to keep it. I guess at the very least, possibly could draw one of our red 1-drops, and we'd be looking a lot better, because then we could do turn 2 Ambusher. If we don't, I can do a turn 1 Haven for a black mana, get the tap land out of the way, so... Some upsides. All right. I mean, that's actually a fine draw, so we'll do the black, because we do have double black in this deck, even though we have more red. Samurai deck, okay. Well, let's jam a decoy here. Subduer. So, options are Ogre versus Ambusher. I think we're going to go for the... Ogre play, and the reason why is next turn I can actually do decoy. I can do a full value decoy with Ambusher next turn, which I think I like more. Plus we get a 4/1 on the board, which is pretty good. I don't think they would have blocked there anyway. I definitely know they wouldn't have blocked there, but it doesn't matter. I'd rather have the 4/1 on the board. They do get to tap or attack, tap the Ogre, just pay 1 and have a follow-up 3-drop, but I really think the Ambusher can do a lot of good for us this turn. Especially if we can draw off of that decoy. Okay. So, same plan. We'll just draw off of the decoy. And card draw never hurt nobody, so... Alright, Kami's Flare is a good draw. So, I think we want to just deal with Subduer now. They do have open mana to protect it, but if it's a pump spell, I would still rather them do it on my turn. Because if I do Kami's Flare on their turn, and they have a way to protect it, especially with like black protection, or like I said, a white pump spell, which they may have. Personally, I think it just makes more sense. So we can do the caves here, get the tap land out of the way. We'll go decoy, and we'll go for the Kami's Flare play. Miss out on modify value, but hopefully kill it. Good. So we can do the Abandoned Mire at some point. Oh, wow. Well, that's pretty good. I guess they got the full value off of that, so it wasn't that good. But, all right. Another Kami's Flare. Might have to do it. I suppose I'd rather have the Steel Breaker, so we'll do it and we'll Kami's Flare the 4-3 now while they're tapped out. I mean, I'm going to have to deal with it one way or another. So they got good value there, actually. At least we get to use our land to get back a Ogre or a Decoy, I guess. Sorry, Captain. Okay, Automaton. So we can do Automaton plus get back Ogre. So they're going to be able to get in for 5, 6, 7. Well, that's not really a winnable race, so I guess we'll offer the... Oh, wait, but the Katana is going to make it difficult. Well, I guess I'm going to attack then. Because otherwise I'd have to sack my... I'd have to 2-for-1 myself, so I'm just going to get in there. We'll use the Abandoned Mire to get back, I suppose, Unstoppable Ogre. So that way I at least have a blocker for the Captain. Oh boy. That's gonna be tough to beat. I guess if I can kill the Captain, I'm okay. Well, I think we're gonna have to chump here. And then I just need to find a removal spell for the Captain. I guess we get to mill 3. Uh-oh. I think I would have found an answer there in Voltage Surge. So I can get a Scrounger instead. No, I mean, the only one that makes sense to me is the Ogre. But they're also not going to be attacking with the Captain anymore. So we need, if we find another Voltage Surge, we might be okay. We still have 2 Voltage Surge left. We're out of Kami's Flare. We have the Assassin's Ink. So we do have some ways to kill the Captain. And then at least... Well, I guess we don't really keep the 2/2s at bay, though, because of the Katana. Oof. It's a tough one. So I think we have to trade here. Because if I just take it and I find removal for captain, we still die next turn. So I think it's got to make more sense to trade here. And ideally draw the voltage surge. Well, I guess the voltage surge won't get us out of this mess. We're getting to the point where it's like Assassin's Ink or bust here. Splash Toshiro Omazawa. That's something. I'm always amazed with these opponents that play 3-color decks and just make them work. Just no problem. Can you imagine if I just played like 3-color decks like that? I mean, I can't imagine. Well, we end up losing a Life of Toshiro Omazawa, so I'll just... Are we technically dead? I guess we're not technically dead. I don't think we are. I mean, they're going to kill Simian Sling. If I didn't play Simian Sling, they would have just pumped their guy for 2 and definitely killed us, so we kind of have to play the Sling. I think they get in for... Oh, jeez. Maybe it is lethal. I don't know. But... yeah, I'm just absolutely blown away by aggro 3-color decks that just, no problem, just work. That was poor attack. They would have done way more damage had they attacked with one dude. It doesn't matter because we're super dead, but they would have done way more damage with just one attack. All right, we'll see you for the next one. All right, we'll keep this. Not an outstanding hand by any stretch, but we have both colors. We have double removal. We've got removal, tempered Scrounger. Scrounger actually a fine attacker. I think the main problem with this hand is it's not very aggro, which is kind of the purpose of our deck. But if I have to mulligan hands like this, I think we're in big trouble. So we got to keep this. All right, Silencer, not bad, actually. We only have the one red. I wonder if it's... This is tough. I think I actually play the Silencer, because we're an aggro deck, you know? I want to get the damage in. Ooh, Roaringer. That's a good one. So I think we actually do the Scrounger first. Okay, so we'll do Tempered and Solitude here. And I suppose we can just attack here. Remember, we haven't played a land yet either. Well, unfortunately we miss out on that, but that's alright. So we missed out on a damage, we missed out on a Steel Breaker. Well, here we're just going to go for damage, I think. So I'm actually going to return the Silencer because I can't replay the Scrounger, but I can replay the Silencer. So red, green. Okay. All right, got brutalized pretty good there. Let's get in. Hopefully not just rip lands. Well, that's something. Okay. All right. Well, Beetle is at least good with the Voltage Surge as well. That's nice. Making our opponent discard doesn't hurt either. Be nice if we got a spell. I mean, they're thinking about it. That's a good sign. Usually means it's a tough choice. Flame Discharge. Well, I mean, got rid of a pretty good removal spell. We're not quite beaten down as hard as I would like, but... Okay, well, I mean, that card's a big problem, but at least it's not a big problem right now. Okay. Well, we can Kami's Flare that, I guess. So we'll attack with, I guess, just the Beetle. Missing out on damage, but we need some free spells here. That's what I say. Okay, that'll do. Not as exciting as I would like, but I guess we'll burn our opponent. And play an Ogre. And play a land. And that way, red land is important there, so we can still Voltage Surge. What permanent can they get back? Trainee or Grove? Okay. We don't have to sack an artifact. It's okay. So we can do Simian Sling. All right. Got there. Hey, Tempered in Solitude. Looked pretty good there. We'll see you for the next one. Well, we're going to keep this basically because we get to go Apprentice Ambusher. We don't have red mana, though, which is certainly a potential problem here. But we do have 10 sources of red, which is a lot. Hopefully enough. Oh boy. Alright, well, let's get the temper down because Simian Sling just gets killed. I mean, what's kind of cool is we can go turn 3 Unforgiving One, turn 4 Sling Equip, get back Apprentice. That's actually not bad. Well, I did say during draft that Life of Toshiro Umezawa gets us real bad. And what happens? We play it twice already in 4 games. You know, the 2/3's pretty good against our Voltage Surge. Alright, we'll discard a mountain here. Jeez, that's a bold attack. I'd be really surprised if they did this attack. I mean, I want them to, but it's just a very, very bold attack. Alright, well, they thought better of it, as they should. Probably need the Bloodfell Caves for discard fodder for Long Reach of Night. I do want to get a free spell off this Tempered in Solitude as well. So I kind of feel like we should play the Sling. And equip here and attack. I don't love it. But here you go. So we'll see what we get. We have some 1-drops here we could get. Alright. We can kill both their dudes. I guess that's good. If they double block here with the Voltage Surge. We'll play the mountain and then we can discard the Bloodfell Caves. I mean, I feel like it's a pretty easy choice for my opponent. There's no way for me to Voltage Surge and get a 2-for-1 here, unfortunately. If I sack my Simian Sling, obviously my Ambusher gets smaller, so any way you slice it. They didn't block there? I really don't get that. I mean, I like it, but man, oh man, do I not get that. Alright, we'll discard the Bloodfell Caves. They must have removal. If they have removal, though, we can Voltage Surge in response and kill the, I guess, the memory of Toshiro. Not that that's incredible, but gets a body off the board. I mean, I'd much rather Voltage Surge the 0/4, but the 0/4 is just a 1/4 when attacking. I guess it's not that threatening. Okay. So they didn't attack last turn. They took the ambusher. Then they attacked this turn. I'm not super happy about losing this game right now. I'll tell you that much. Your old bitter pal Alex Stephenson is coming out pretty unhappily that we are somehow losing this. All right, so we'll sack the Simian Sling. So we do Automaton first, then Virus Beetle. Yeah, safekeeping. Okay. Pretty cheap reconfigure cost on that rabbit battery. It's cool. Well, I'm going to presume they have a combat trick and take it. They did have a trick. All right, we've got the Voltage Surge, so that's cool. Let's equip for now. Get in for 4. Tempered in Solitude here. Guess we got to draw lands at some point. So we'll play the Haven. And let's see. Guess we'll get another black. And we're just going to Voltage Surge now, because I'm going to presume they still have a trick in there somewhere. So I'm going to throw the rabbit at them to take out the Preserver. Otherwise, I'm taking way too much damage, I think. Unfortunately, it buffs their Animus because the rabbit is a creature. But I feel as though I have to. Keeping Animus back? Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know what my opponent's doing. And that's why I'm so unhappy about losing this. All right, what's cool about this is we don't die, right? No, okay. So I think they do have a combat trick. What's going to be ideally okay here is if they block with Heir of Ancient Fang and then, well, another... Actually, that works out pretty good for us. I think they have the trick, regardless. They wouldn't have kept the air back if they didn't have a trick. All right, so let's... Well, guess I'd rather take out the Animus now, huh? Can I, though? No, I can't. Yeah, I can't. So, I guess we just Seismic Wave, kill the Heir of the Ancient Fang, and then Surge the Memory of Toshiro. Yeah, it'll have to be good enough. These black lands kind of look like red lands, don't they? I think I actually thought they were red lands. So Ogre's good here. Ogre's real good. Obviously have to attack. Great draw there. This is our emergency blocker. All right, we'll see you for the next one. All right, this is a good keep. We go Apprentice into Ambusher. Or if they play something I can block Apprentice, I guess I can just play the Beetle instead. All right. Well, we can always Surge that too. Yeah, it might be better. Oh, I can't unless I do. Well, that would have been a reason to play the red mana, huh? Well, it's okay. I guess we'll just go Virus Beetle. It makes better use of mana anyway. And it gives us another body for the Apprentice as well. All right. Surprising attack. Hey, another 3-color deck. Perfect mana. Look at that. All right. Choices. Well, Tempered in Solitude. We can do Unstoppable Ogre. We can do... I feel like Ambusher is kind of the best here. So they can intervention it, but we at least get Virus Beetle back. They do that, so That's fine. I could have played the tap land there, I guess. But leaving up Voltage Surge seemed good to me. Yeah. So I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and kill Trainee. Because then I don't have to sack anything. So good opportunity to do the Ogre here, which I would say means we should just do the Uncharted Haven. And I guess we can do it for red. And we'll do Ogre. Eliminate the blocker and get him for 4. Okay. All right. Well, let's do Tempered and Solitude first. Wait, is this red? Okay. Tempered. Gonna attack with the Ambusher. Trade. Go land. Beetle. Pass. It's gonna be a tough one to beat, especially since we don't have any big bodies here. We'll attack with the Apprentice, see what spell we get. Hopefully not a land. I guess this keeps me off of using Takenuma this turn by equipping, but I still think it was, I mean, if I don't reconfigure there, I guaranteed take 6, so this is probably smarter. I can't use this, right? Or can I? I don't own any legendary creatures, so why is it saying I can do it? It's because I do have the mana? I don't know why I didn't think I did. We'll mill 3, see what we get. Alright, we got a Steel Breaker. It's a pretty nice pickup for us here. So... we can go Decoy. Reconfigure, attack. I wonder if I wasn't supposed to reconfigure there. I'm not actually sure. Ooh, Unforgiving one. That's a good one. Especially since we have modified creatures. So, I think we just draw. Might as well just get as much value as we can right now. I'm cool with that. Oh, wait. Now we can't do the Unforgiving one. Uh-oh. All right, add it to the list, guys. Alex Stephenson fails. Because I would have been able to get back Apprentice. Well, let's do Tempered again. Guess we can attack. Wait, did I play a land? I hope not. Oh, good. 1, 2, 3. Well, I mean, we have to play the Mender here. No choice. Man, Unforgiving one would have looked pretty good there. I guess they would have been able to double block it, but at least I would have gotten my Apprentice back. All right. Oh, that's cool. Well, actually, do I want to save it? Or do I want to save my Minder? Because if they kill Minder with Wrecker, I still draw. And then I can kill their Samurai and play the Steelbreaker. I mean, I'm going to have to... No, I guess it's better to just kill the Wrecker, probably. How much is it? Okay. Well, they both have Vigilance, so it's kind of a tough spot here. Well, I guess it's not so tough anymore. All right. All right, Sling. I guess it makes sense to play and equip the Sling, because then they can't just block with the Samurai. Guess I can equip Battery too. Hopefully draw removal. Hey, we did. Good. So we'll go land. We can go Battery equip to Sling. Flare this. Oh, I shouldn't have equipped the... Well, no, I can't play both. I guess I'd rather have the Automaton. That just makes more sense. So I should have just played Automaton. I thought I had... I can't believe I don't have enough mana to do everything. How do I not have enough mana to do everything? Somebody answer me that. I should have enough mana to do everything in the game at this point. Jeez. The amount of free spells I've gotten. Ugh. That is just crazy. I have 8 cards left in my deck, and my opponent has half of their deck left, and I'm still just not ripping the means to win this. That's pretty crazy. Like, I'm going to deck myself, and my opponent is still winning. How can I draw every card in my deck and not be just dominating this game? I'll never understand that. I should be, like, insanely beating my opponent. It shouldn't even be close. It shouldn't even be kind of close, this game. Three cards left in my deck. So I can sack Rabbit Battery, and that makes it a 7/7. It'll be a 5/6, and then a 7/7. So I can kill the crab. So I think that's what we have to do. All right, so kill crab. And then I guess we're just double voltage surging the samurai probably. Do I have to exile too? Oh, geez. Kind of feel like I need the slings, but was I not supposed to do that? Would it have been better to just sack my 2 artifacts? Noxon. Well, I wonder if that would have been smarter. But I kind of feel like I need the slings to win. Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, despite drawing my entire deck, I think I'm still not going to be able to win this. Wow. All right. Well, I guess our deck's not good enough, guys. I drew my entire deck. My opponent drew half of theirs, and I still can't deal 20 damage. That is pretty embarrassing. All right, we'll see you for the next one. All right, ended up going 2-3. The deck ended up embarrassing me pretty badly. Draw 20 more cards than my opponent and can't beat them. That's pretty bad. All right. Shigeki would be an easy pick. Great card. Here I'd probably take the Zeus's Many Journeys. Pretty good. Although I do like the crab. Counter or win con or this thing. No idea. Probably a Zeus's Many Journeys. Because it's a 2-drop. Scrap Welder versus Generous Visitor. I mean, Scrap Welder's ability is, I feel like, pretty largely irrelevant. Whereas Generous Visitor is kind of a build-around, but it's also a 1-drop. I'd probably go Visitor over Scrap Welder, actually. It seems more relevant. I mean, the ability's cool on this. I just It's not often that you can sack an artifact and get a lesser value one and feel good about it, I would say. All right. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.